Welcome to CTM Sports. Thanks for watching another episode. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. And we about to talk about these playoffs. We about to get at it again. Let me know in the comments if you've been liking what we've been making so far. Let me know in the comments. So, we're about to get right into it. Let's go ahead and get everything queued up. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's had a wonderful beginning of the week. Hope everybody has been watching the playoffs. I know I have been able to watch the highlights if I ain't been able to watch the game. And we're going to start off by, let's talk about Ant Edwards, how he been cooking these nuggets. He been ordering them McNuggets. Let me get a 20-piece of them McNuggets. So let's talk about Ant-Man cooking the nuggets. He, first game of the playoffs, I think he had like 43 and 7 rebounds. And nobody really could stop him. I mean, when you look at his highlights, he was cooking the nuggets. It wasn't they put everybody they could on him, but it was nobody that could hold him. So, yeah, he was balling against the Nuggets, though. It wasn't nothing they could do. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up some of the highlights, and let's go through some of them, and let's see how he balled out a little bit. Let's see, can I make this bigger? No, that's not the one I'm looking for. No. Let's just do it like this. So, as we watching this, let's break some of this down. You got Cat, Anthony Edwards, look at that. Cooked him. KCP, cooked him. Let me get this. Boom, let me get that. Didn't even hit the rim. Say you're shooting 44% from the three. Jamal Murray got cooked. Who else they bringing? Flushing that thing. Get that. Come get it. Y'all, this dude is balling. They can't stop him if they wanted to. Look at that. Give it to him. They can't do nothing with him the first game. I mean, this guy young, too. Most of the time, look at that. Woo. Look at that. Pick and roll. Look at that. Ooh, KCP. Get back. The thing is, he taking anything they giving him, and he's turning it into goal. In his first game, he was feeling it. When somebody's on like this, it really ain't a lot you can do to stop him. It don't matter who you throw at him. And I don't want to watch too much of it because they probably going to deem me, but he was cooking, though. He definitely was cooking. Man, shout out to Anthony Edwards, man, for cooking the Nuggets. Nothing they can do about it. I think if what should the Nuggets do to make adjustments against Anthony Edwards? And the thing is, the whole team rallied behind Anthony Edwards, and they made the Nuggets play faster than what they play. I'm not going to say he looked gassed, but he definitely looked kind of tired, kind of shocked from their last series with the Lakers, Jokic. And they got a lot of big men to throw at Jokic. So they got Rudy, they got DeAndre Jordan, I think. And they got, I don't think Caterpillar going to play with Cat. He gonna hold Jokic. They don't want to put him in foul trouble. So he's playing more to 4. So they got a nice depthness to their bench, too, as well. So this is going to be this may go 7 games. guys. We'll see how this second game go. If the Timberwolves beat them in game 2, it's not going to be good for the Nuggets. It's going to be hard. And it's sad to say, but they look like an older team their first game. But they're going to make adjustments. I trust Mike Malone's going to make adjustments. But shout out to Anthony Edwards for putting in that work. A lot of times you think when a person is young, you say they don't have enough experience yet. So you don't expect them to go far. But he have exceeded expectations for a young guy in the playoffs. So shout out to Anthony Edwards for balling out in the playoffs. So as we go to our next slide, the level of difficulty to score in the playoffs. How hard is it to score in the playoffs? Guys, when you're playing these teams in a 7-game series, they study everything that you do. They study your tendencies. They study your habits, what you eat for breakfast, what you eat for dinner. Everything that you do, they study. So you have to be so good at what you do that even though they study it, they still can't stop it. So if I translate this to regular life, I would ask you, what is it that you do that's so great that people can try to study it, but they still can't stop it or they can't replicate it? Think about that. What is something that you do that's like, you know what? Mike is good at this. I can't replicate that. That's too good. I can't stop that. That's how NBA players, the great ones are, like Tatum, Edwards, even Jamal Murray, Jokic, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, and all those people. They are so good at what they do that you can't stop it. You can slow it down and hope they have a bad night, but when they own, they own. You can't stop it. And we just saw that with Anthony Edwards. He was on. He's shooting 44% from the three-point line, so I'm sure the scouting report makes you have to come in on him. And if you come in on him, he can go around you. So it's hard. Like, how do you let him beat you? Because if you let him beat you from the three-point line, shooting 44%, he letting you know he can hit that. But if you let him go past you, he can take it to the rack and dunk on your big man, put him in foul trouble. If you try to lay off of him, he can bump you like he did KCP, bump you off of him and shoot the fadeaway. Now he can shoot mid-range. So he can do everything. He can beat you in every way that you can imagine. Now the question is, what do the Nuggets make adjustments in to stop this guy? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Next point is Clippers eliminated by the Mavericks. Can they run it back? Can the Clippers run it back? I think Paul George is a free agent. I think James Harden is a free agent. So they got some decisions they got to make. Both of these guys are going to want the max or the most they can get. They're not going to do the hometown discount. Kyrie is not healthy, hasn't been healthy in the past 2 or 3 years. It's always something. He's always dicked up, hurt, or some kind of strain. So is Paul George, is he thinking about leaving the Clippers? Is that experiment over with him and Kawhi Leonard? Let me know what you think about that. I think Paul George, if somebody offers him more than what the Clippers can offer him, he's probably going to be gone. Imagine if they said he's thinking about Philly. Philly was trying to make an offer at him. Imagine if he went to Philly to replace Tobias Harris. He wouldn't have. Imagine if the Knicks went after him. Imagine if the Heat went after him. I don't know, can he play with Jimmy Butler? That's a good question, but imagine if the Heat went after him. Had him at the 2, Jimmy Butler at the 3. Imagine that. What if the Lakers went after him? Imagine that. Put him at the 2, LeBron at the 3, AD at the 4. Free agency this year for the NBA is going to be interesting, guys. You got Clay, you got Paul George, you got the Beard, James Harden. There's a few other free agents in there too. So it's gonna be interesting. See what kind of teams gonna make the deals to get these guys, because you got the salary cap coming up as well, the CBA and stuff like that. Nobody want to be in the luxury tax. So free agency is going to be a monster this summer, y'all, when the season's over. So something to think about. Next slide. Knicks, Pacers. The matchup preview. Who do you got winning this game between the Knicks and the Pacers? Who you got winning? I got the first game. I think the Knicks are going to win. But what I will say is, looking at this from an objective standpoint, is the Knicks, can they control the pace of the game, or can Indiana control the pace of the game? Indiana, when they're on top of their game, they'll run you out the gym because they're so young. They got some fast guards. They got Obi Toppin. He probably want to top the Knicks off. Pause. He probably want to get back at the Knicks for trading them. Halliburton is a big guard, a little bit bigger than Brunson. But Brunson is giving out the death wish. He's the Charles Brunson, a.k.a. Charles Brunson. So he's giving it to dudes in the playoffs. He's playing like Anthony Edwards a little bit in the playoffs. Him and Anthony Edwards are stepping up in these playoffs. So let me know who you think. Who do you have, the Knicks or the Pacers? Who do you have winning that series? That's going to be a good series, too. The Nuggets, Timberwolves, Knicks, and Pacers, that's going to be a good series. Let me know who you got. Our next slide is the Mavs and Thunder, SGA. Gilchrist Alexander, or do you got the Mavs, Kyrie, and Luka, the Dunn? Who you got? Who you got winning that game? OKC or the Mavs? It's going to be a good game. I really want to see, can SGA defend Luka? Who they going to have defending Kyrie? Because you want to stop. You really don't want Kyrie to get on. You can let Luka get his points. You don't want Kyrie to get on. Because if Kyrie get on, that's when it start getting tough for you. Because now you got to respect Kyrie, but you leave Luka open. Now he can kill you softly. So it's kind of like, how do you want to get killed? Do you want to get killed by Luka? You want to get, not killed, but do you want to get done in by Luka? You want to get done in by Kyrie? One of those dudes going to get you. And I don't know if they got enough a defense to hold both of those guys. But let me know who you think going to win that game in the comments. And when I think about a pick one, who do you think? If I gave you two people to pick, whether it's an emotional decision or logical decision, who would you pick? So let's go with, who can I think of right now? I got one for you. Kevin Johnson or John Starks? Kevin Johnson or John Starks? Kevin Johnson for the Phoenix Suns, John Starks for the New York Knicks. They both similar in the way they played. Could shoot the mid-range, explosive, would dunk on you real fast. I think that was about the same height, 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there. Let me know in the comments what you think. Who you picking? Kevin Johnson or John Starks? When you think about if you was building a team, you had to pick. You had the pick was between those guys. I'm probably gonna go John Starks. John Starks showed up in big moments in big games. He didn't back down from nobody. He played his heart out against Jordan, even though they still lost, but he gave Jordan a good run. They said he dunked on Jordan, but that's just rotation. I mean, I don't think he just saw Jordan right there and just rolls up over him and dunk, but, debatable. But who do you pick? John Starks or Kevin Johnson? Let me know who you got. So, we'll move on to our last little slide. Please make sure you tune in to the Thinking Game podcast. Make sure that you watch us on Thursdays as we go live. We talk about topics dealing with the inner city. Shout out to everybody for subscribing. I do the sports thing, random days, but I really try to do it more. But thanks for watching the podcast. Thanks for watching the channel in general. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your support. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. Be sure to follow us on TikTok and Twitter, CTMTVLR on all platforms. Be sure to follow us. Be sure to like the clips. Let us know if you'd like to see us talk about anything on the podcast or even on sports. Let us know. We'll get it done. Hey, thanks for watching the podcast. Thanks for all your support. This is Mike. I'm signing out. Continue to watch the playoffs and let's talk about it.